and let us all do we can to build a better future. So more Democrats are being called out. Now, obviously, I recently had an interview with Jose and Kynan, who confront and have successfully confronted countless Democratic lawmakers, people in corporate media, and so much more. They've been speaking truths to power. And here at a recruitment fair, military recruitment fair, hosted by Congressman Representative Jeffries, Representative Clark, and Daniels Goldman, these Brooklyn congressmen and women represent the poorest of the poor areas in Brooklyn, but yet we have money for war. So shout out to Jose Vega and Kynan and the rest of their crew who speak truth to power. Pretty epic stuff here.
So is this also the recruitment for the war against Russia and China? I'm only asking because it's a little hard to distinguish between Tehran and Ukraine nowadays. But you gladly bash Republicans, but you gladly unite when it comes to waging war on other parts of the planet. Let me ask, which poor kid in the audience is going to be chosen to drop the first nuclear payload against Russia? That's the U.S. motto, right? Keep them poor and keep them in war. Right? Why aren't you making efforts to recruit peacemakers? Why don't you recruit peacemakers in the audience, not people that are going to fight this proxy war against Russia? Okay? You're going to drive us all to nuclear war against Russia and China. I'm not going to thank you. I'm not thanking you.
So you gotta love how the representative is quick saying you got to thank the Academy for being here. You got to thank the Academy that you're here, man. You know, you got to thank everyone that you're here, man. Madness.
Okay, we should be making peace in Ukraine. We're needlessly getting thousands of Ukrainians killed every day. And don't touch me. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. We need to be making peace. You're supporting the warmongers in Congress.
Again, remember, look at everyone in the crowd. I keep saying this, folks. Everyone says that they want to be brave and be a resistance fighter. Everyone wants to say that, oh, they would stand up. They would stand up. They would be brave and courageous. No. It takes a lot of courage to call out a politician. It takes a lot of courage to call out these jagouts in corporate media. And notice quickly, no one says anything. No one addresses the fact that, hey, look, we are spending a lot of money in this war in Ukraine. Somehow we got all this money, but no money for poor people. No money for working class citizens.
We should be building peace. We should join China in their Belt and Road Initiative. We need to be creating peace in the world.
Hey, I'm sorry about that, Congresswoman. That was terrible, you know. Thank you for giving poor kids the opportunity to launch a nuclear bomb on Russia and China. Thank you so much for allowing all these poor and underprivileged kids the right to die for a war that doesn't matter to us. Hey, can you tell the difference between Ukraine and Taiwan? What branch deals with blowing up gas pipelines like the Nord Stream? I want to do that.
You know, I have to give the Congresswoman credit here. I mean, it's pretty impressive how they put on that mask, that acting face. Oh, thank you for being here. Oh, you're practicing your First Amendment. Thank you for being here. I mean, these people are professional actors.
And I want to dive down hundreds of feet below and blow up the Nord Stream pipeline. Hey, how come you voted to send all this money to Ukraine? How many people in your district are poor and hungry and can't go to school because parents are working 2-3 jobs by single mothers, and the only thing they can do is get blown up in a war? Congratulations, Yvette Clark. That's your legacy. You have kept them poor so they could die in war. Guess what? You don't serve the people of your district. You are nothing but a hypocrite and a witch. You are the harbinger of evil and death. And the only thing you're going to end up doing is getting everyone killed here. So congratulations, Miss Clark. And you too, Dan Goldman. Don't think I don't see you. And Nydia Velasquez, all you Congress people, all of you are bringing us to the brink of war. Well, you haven't heard us enough. Nobody wants this war in Ukraine anymore. Don't be a hypocrite. Help the people of your district. This is one of the poorest districts, but we got money for Ukraine, right? $140 billion for Ukraine, right?
Again, this needs to be seen and heard. Make the videos go viral. I want to pull up another video here too, in which even Representative Ilhan Omar was confronted. I know it's rather incredible too. Let's go ahead and pull this up here for all the viewing people to see.
The debt ceiling conversations in regards to
Well, Congresswoman, you just voted to make sure our government should remove our troops from Somalia.
Don't you love it when a politician's like, it's so good to see you guys, and they know they're being called out. You gotta love it.
Why didn't the Democratic Party vote with you to remove the U.S. troops from Somalia? Why didn't they do it?
Just wait for the question and follow orders.
Huh? Because Africa, do you know why? Because Africa is working with Russia and China for development and cooperation, and the United States doesn't do that. We have genocide in Africa. We have colonialism in Africa. Both parties supports that. Biden supports that. And you endorsed him. And you thanked the FBI.
Oh, and see, hey, you got to walk out now. You got to leave now. You got to leave. You got to leave. I remember a long, long time ago when Republican lawmakers were confronted like this, and people were screaming, wow, look how brave these activists are. Or either that, whenever people were protesting Trump, everyone was on board with it because they were challenging the quote unquote right politicians. But see, the problem with our progressive lawmakers is that it's either they have truly compromised their values, they've forgotten, or they were never authentic in the first place. And that's a big question to ask. Which one it would correctly represent this current stream of progressive lawmakers? Because again, we have money for war, no money for poor people, no money for our infrastructure, no money for our schools. Again, we've seen this before, especially in the early stages of the war in Iraq when it happened in 2003. Money for war, no money for the people. And yet our progressive lawmakers are doing the exact same thing. But when people call them out, oh, you're raising a ruckus. Hell, even Fat Tony said, Cenk Uygur said, oh, these people confronting AOC and Ilhan Omar and everybody else, they're not real. Gee, Cenk, when was the last time the squad was on your show?
Okay. Look at all the Islamophobia they created through 9/11. Did you ask them if the FBI vandalized your office? Did you ask the FBI if they helped burn down the mosque in Minneapolis? Because that's what they do. False flag operations. The same lies you tell to get us in a nuclear war with Russia and China. You're a warmonger.
Let's go.
A warmonger.
Let's go.
Tell the truth for once. You promote racism to start a war and do nothing about the economy. Nothing. Banks are collapsing every week.
Come on. Thank you.
A new bank every week.
Yep. Yeah, see, they got to silence. Just follow orders and stop asking questions. Who would ever think the squad would be doing that? Who would ever think? Again, all politicians deserve to be criticized. Hell, AOC said that once. If you haven't seen that Matt Orfala video, please do so. Things are not going to get easier anytime soon, folks. And our politicians, all of them, are still doing insider trading. I don't care what this joint bill from the oh so wonderful lawmakers of AOC and Matt Gaetz are trying to do. I mean, I wish them all the best, but our politicians aren't doing anything for us to make our lives easier.